I started sort of my Jewish communal life as a customer of Hillel in college, and it was during the period of Soviet Jewry where students actually had a role to play. We didn't realize it at the time, but in the early mid-'80s it became clear that there were human rights issues related to the Soviet Union at the time. And when I was in college, it was very much of interest to me. And really the only place where I met people that could speak about my two passions at the time, which were Israel and human rights, was at the Hillel building. And the truth is, there weren't a lot of folks there when I was in college. And I recognized that it wasn't the cool thing to do. But at the time I wasn't really looking for cool. I was sort of looking for some self-discovery and some ownership of my own Jewish identity, which I didn't get growing up. And so it was really my introduction to the Jewish community. It was my introduction to folks who started to take interest in my questions and without agendas. I appreciated that. Nobody was judging me where I was at. They were helping me, and they were listening to my questions, and they were acting as resources. And that stayed with me, frankly, through other parts of my career. And years later, when presented after having lived in Israel for 9 years, when I came back, considering going back to a private sector job in Washington as a lawyer and lobbyist, I was told that there were Israel issues that during the Intifada period, 2001, 2002, were really raving and just consuming the campuses, and that there was a need to come back, and the place and that address at the time was actually Hillel. So Richard Joel hired me to take over the Israel portfolio, and over the course of a few years I really began to reintroduce myself to young people, their enthusiasm, their passion, their questions, and felt like this was really the right place for me and for our organization to grow, to take ideas from young people, to capture their questions and turn that into helping them really discover their own Jewish identities.